You ever felt like the world wasn't built for you? Like everywhere you go, people are talking, laughing, filling up every inch of silence with noise, and you're just there, in your own head, trying to find a space to breathe. Maybe you've been told you're too quiet, too reserved. Maybe people have mistaken your silence for weakness or assumed you have nothing to say. But what if I told you they're wrong? What if I told you that being an introvert isn't a flaw to fix, but a strength to harness? Yeah, being an introvert is a superpower. And the sooner you realize it, the sooner you'll start winning in ways you never even imagined. Let's talk about it. The misconception about introverts. You see, people have this idea that introverts are shy, antisocial, or just not confident enough to put themselves out there. But that's not what being an introvert means. Not even close. Introversion isn't about being afraid of people. It's about how your energy works. Some people recharge by being around others. They thrive on external stimulation, constantly seeking new interactions. That's great for them. But for us, our energy comes from within. We process things deeply, we reflect, we take our time before speaking because we actually care about what we're saying. And that's powerful. But because while the world is busy shouting, filling every silence with words, you, the introvert, are listening, observing, thinking. You're the one who notices things others don't. Think about the greatest strategists, the sharpest minds in history. They weren't the loudest people in the room. They were the ones who sat back, watched, and understood things before making their move. Sherlock Holmes, introvert, spends more time thinking than talking, notices details no one else does. Albert Einstein, introvert, said solitude was essential for creativity. See, when you're not constantly talking, you have time to analyze, to see patterns, to predict outcomes, to understand people on a level most never will. And that makes you powerful in ways that extroverts can't always match. Think about it. Ever been in a situation where everyone is talking over each other and then you, after listening to it all, speak up with something that instantly shifts the entire conversation? That's your power. You don't just throw words around. You use them like a precision tool. And when you master that, you become unstoppable. Deep conversations equals real influence. Now, let's talk about another strength introverts have: depth. In a world that's obsessed with small talk, with quick texts and surface-level conversations, you bring something different. You crave real connection, meaningful discussions, the kind of conversations that don't just pass the time, but actually change the way people think. And that's rare. Most people don't even know what that feels like until they meet someone like you. Someone who actually listens. Someone who remembers the little details, who asks questions that make them pause and go, wait, no one's ever asked me that before. That's how introverts build influence. Not by being the loudest voice in the room, but by being the one people trust, the one they come to when they need real advice, not just noise. Look, I get it. Sometimes it feels like you don't fit into this loud, fast-paced world. Like you're supposed to be different, more outgoing, more talkative. But let me tell you something. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more thinkers, more listeners, more creators, more people who see beyond the surface and actually understand what's going on. It needs you. So don't try to change yourself to fit into a mold that was never meant for you. Own your introversion. Use it. Let it make you better, smarter, stronger, because once you stop seeing it as a weakness and start treating it as a superpower, that's when everything changes. The world may be loud, but sometimes it's the quiet ones who make the biggest impact.